What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 Pala Casino 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series, headed to Auto Club Speedway, the 2-mile configuration for the final time. This track has been around since 1997, and it will be reconfigured to a half-mile track at the conclusion of this weekend. This track's had a lot of history and a lot of great memories, and now will be transitioning from a 2-mile track to a half-mile track. The last time we heard Auto Club Speedway, we saw Kyle Larson hold off a hard-charging Daniel Suarez and Dillon to pick up his first victory of the 2022 season. He'll be looking to repeat this weekend at Auto Club with his second win in a row and his third career win, third win at this racetrack. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend has looked a little bit better when it comes to the weather because it's going to be really cold with 49 degrees the high or 42 degrees the low, and right now only a 20% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Now the weather can change, and it's been changing over the course of the week. Weather was not looking good a couple days ago, but it seems like the weather might be headed toward a more positive direction, which is good for all fans. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks for this weekend at Auto Club. So for those of you who are new to this channel, here's how I do picks for the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle or are going to continue struggles or are going to have a bad run. 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers I expect to have continue their really strong start at the beginning of the year and under front equipment or are going to have a good run this weekend. And then I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And then I do the ones to watch, and I got 5 drivers outside of the winner they need to watch for as well. So anyway, let's jump into the picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend at Auto Club Speedway? My first suck pick is a driver who's in the Cup Series on a full-time basis for the first time in his career, Noah Grayson. Now, a lot of you are expecting Noah Grayson to form really good throughout the year, and I expect Grayson has some good and strong runs throughout the year. Unfortunately, I think Noah Grayson is going to struggle this weekend. That 42 car last year was not very good, and yes, he's got Luke Lambert this year, but I don't really trust Noah Grayson going into this weekend. As the year progresses, I think he's going to get better, and I think he's going to get faster, but I just think this weekend he's going to finish outside the top 20. I don't know how good that equipment truly is. I don't know how Grayson is going to get the best or the worst out of the equipment, but I think Grayson does not have a good run compared to his teammate. I think he's going to struggle this weekend here at Auto Club. My second suck pick for this weekend is a driver who's got replaced by Noah Grayson in the Cup Series, Dillon. Dillon is an Aspire Motorsports car, and in the Daytona 500, he had engine problems and fell out of the race, and I don't see him improving from last weekend. I just don't think that 77 car is really that fast. I think he's going to finish in the back in a lot of races this year, and unfortunately, I think he's going to struggle this weekend. I'll say this, I think he finishes outside the top 30 this weekend. I think Dillon is going to have a very bad run, and I think he's going to struggle with the Spire Motorsports Group and struggle with the 77 car this weekend at Auto Club. So now, we're going to jump onto the underdog picks for this weekend at Auto Club. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick is a driver who was very impressive in this race last year in a car that was not extremely fast last year, but he was really the biggest competition in this guy throughout the second half of the race and the beginning of the race. I'm talking about Erik Jones. Erik Jones was very impressive in this race last year. Qualified, I believe, on the front row and ran top 5 all day long and led quite a few laps, if I'm not mistaken, in this race as well. I think that 43 car is going to be as fast as it was, and I'm expecting Erik Jones to take major steps forward, even compared to last year where he won a race. I really think Erik Jones is going to run really well this weekend with the 43 team. I think Erik Jones will contend for a top 5 or maybe even be an underdog to win the race overall. I think Erik Jones is going to be an underdog, and I think he'll have a very good run this weekend at Auto Club. My second underdog pick for this weekend is a driver who had a very strong run last year at Auto Club as well, finishing runner-up to Kyle Larson, Dillon. I'm expecting Dillon to have a much more improved year compared to previous years. Dillon's also historically been pretty good at this track. He won the Xfinity Series race in 2016. He's going to run the Xfinity Series race this weekend as well, which will help him with that experience. Also, Dillon almost won this race last year as well and has had some very strong runs throughout his career at this track. I think that number 3 car is going to be much faster this weekend. I think he'll be an underdog for the win, and he's definitely one to watch for. I keep my eyes out on Dillon because I think he's going to be an underdog who could surprisingly win this weekend. And now we're going ahead and jump on to my winner's pick for this weekend at Auto Club. Who is my winner's pick? Well, my winner's pick has kind of changed from my original predictions video. If you watch my original predictions video, I had predicted that Kyle Larson was going to win. However, I am changing my winner's pick for this week in an Auto Club. And there's two reasons why I'm picking this guy to win. The guy I'm picking to win has won here 3 times, 2013, 2014, and 2019. I am going with Kyle Busch to win this week in an Auto Club, and I'm going to explain why. Number one, Kyle Busch has looked really good in the first 2 races I've seen him run so far with Richard Childress Racing. He was very fast in the Busch-like clash, got turned by Logano, and still bounced back to finish third, and was up front contending for the win there. He was very close to win the Daytona 500 and had a chance to win that, but unfortunately, a late caution came out that kind of took him out of contention, but he still, unfortunately finished like 17th or 18th at the end of the day. But I think that this weekend he's going to run well and win. Second reason, this 8 car last year, the same car that Kyle Busch is running in, the 8 car dominated the race. And without a flat tire, Tyler Reddick would have won that race. I think Kyle Busch is going to take this car to victory lane, get his first win in Richard Childress Racing, and I think Kyle Busch will be a winner this weekend. He's my pick to win this weekend at Auto Club, and we'll get a first of many victories in the 2023 season. So now we're going to jump on to the ones you need to watch out for this week in Auto Club. Who are the ones you need to watch out for? The first driver you need to keep your eyes out on is a 2-time winner at this racetrack who won last year's race and a defending winner of this race from last year, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson was my original pick, and I think Larson is going to be a contender overall throughout the day and is going to lead quite a few laps in this event. I just don't know if he's going to be Kyle Busch this weekend. I think Larson has a fantastic run. I think the 5 car is going to be very, very strong. And I think Hedger Motorsports will give him really, really good horsepower. He could go back-to-back this weekend. He's one to watch for sure. And I think he's got a really good shot to get it done this weekend. But we'll have to wait and see. The second driver you need to watch out for is a driver who was the dominant driver in this race last year before he had a flat tire, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, like I mentioned, had a very strong run in this race last year. He ran really well, like 94, 95 laps of this event before he had a flat tire, and would have won that race without that flat tire issues. Plus, Tyler Reddick is, of course, going to run the Xfinity Series race with Sam Hunt Racing, which he's going to get that experience that really, really could help him overall this weekend. But I don't know if he really needs that experience to go out there and contend for a victory. I think Reddick's going to have a great year, and I think it will start with a great run this weekend at Auto Club. A third driver you need to watch out for is a driver who got basically blocked by Kyle Larson last year and put into the outside wall, who looked like he had a really strong car near the end of the race, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott finished like 19th or 20th in this race last year, but I truly believe that Chase Elliott is going to be a contender in this year's event like he was last year. A 9 car I expect to be strong, a contender for the pole, and a contender for the win. I think Hedger Motorsports is going to give him a fast piece and fast equipment, and I think he's going to be very, very fast and very, very quick in this year's event in 2023. Watch for Chase Elliott because I expect him to be very, very fast. A fourth driver you need to watch out for is a driver who was 3 laps away from picking up his first career victory at the time, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez made a really bad block coming to 2 or 3 laps ago in the race, was actually in the lead, and made a very, very bad decision and tried to block Kyle Larson, and it did not end up working. I think Daniel Suarez is going to be a contender once again. I think he's going to run top 5 all day or top 10 all day and be up front. And he might be in a similar position that he was in last year where he's leading near the end and might make a bad block. But I think Daniel Suarez is going to learn from his mistakes and have a strong run this weekend at Auto Club. And the final driver you need to watch out for is a driver who's never won at this track throughout his NASCAR Cup Series career, but a driver who's ran really well here and like quite a few laps in last year's event, Joey Logano. Joey Logano was one of the contenders up front near the end of the race last year and could have been there up there going for the overall victory if not for getting blocked near the back of the pack or the middle of the pack last year. I think Logano's going to be fast. He's looking to defend his championship, and I think he's going to have a much better year than people are expecting him to be. I think Logano's going to be really, really fast. I think Team Penske is going to give him a really fast car, and I think Joey Logano is going to have a very strong run this weekend at Auto Club. He's one to watch this weekend. So, those are my race picks for this weekend at Auto Club. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Noah Grayson and Ty Dillon. My underdog picks are Eric Jones and Austin Dillon. My winner's pick is Kyle Busch. And the ones to watch are Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and Joey Logano. Those are my race picks. So anyway, that is going to be it for the race picks video for this weekend at Auto Club. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Notifications on so you're notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links are down below for that, and comment below your thoughts below and your race picks below for this weekend at Auto Club. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, and let me know who you think is going to win this weekend at Auto Club in the final Cup Series race on the 2-mile configuration. Let me know those in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing the news over the last couple days. And later today, I will have the paint scheme video where I'll have all the paint schemes shown on the screen for you guys to see for this weekend at Auto Club. And then Saturday, of course, we will have another video dropping for the Xfinity Series race review. If the race does happen pending the weather has been a little bit iffy for this weekend. It could change. And then Sunday, we'll have the race review for the Cup Series and maybe also the Xfinity Series race if it does get postponed. That's one thing to watch, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.